you can't run before you can walk. I didn't limit where I went. I'd say yes to everything.
You opened the salon. It was just you, one-man band, beautiful premises. What made you go,
You've just got to believe in yourself.
anything else in your life that could happen, never gonna be that bad?
I don't think I want to work for someone.
People always say, but business-wise, what if they take all your clients? Hello and welcome back to Beyond the Tweezers. In today's episode, we are sitting down with the lovely Emma and we're going to be deep diving into running a salon, what it takes to run a salon, what to expect when you're opening a salon, hiring staff, challenges, struggles, managing people. We're really going to go deep into what to expect because I always think as artists, we always think that our next step is going to be opening a salon. And I really want to know the pros and cons of that. And if you're sitting on the fence and you're thinking, I want to open the salon, but I don't know what to expect, this episode is for you. I really hope you enjoy it. And I'm excited for you to meet Emma because honestly, she is incredible. Her energy and her positivity and her aura is literally, you just want to be around her all the time. She has a thriving salon, a thriving academy, and I know you're going to learn so much. So I hope you enjoy it. This episode of Beyond the Tweezers is sponsored by London Lash, a brand that's been part of my journey as a lash artist and trainer for over 8 years now, and one I genuinely trust in both my work and my trainings every single day. Let's dive into this episode. So Emma, welcome to Beyond the Tweezers. Are you excited to be here?
I am. I'm very excited.
Nervous,
but excited.
Good. Before we dive into talking about running a salon, opening a salon, hiring the staff, because you do that all very well, I kind of want to get the listeners to know you on like a deeper level. Mm-hmm. So if they don't know you, what is your story like? Where are you from? Where did you start off? Was it always the industry or?
Oh, no. When I left school, I went and done AS levels in college and hated it. So I left before I even completed my A levels, like hated it. And then I just went and got a little apprenticeship in a hairdresser's. Again, not my vibe.
So you did go into a salon though for hairdressers?
Yeah.
But no.
Not my vibe. And then I just worked a couple of jobs, but then I decided I wanted to go back to education. Mm-hmm. But obviously where I only had AS levels, I was like, well, I'm not going to get into uni. So I actually applied for uni.
So hold on, AS?
Is like, so you only do A levels.
Yeah, is that
it's like a 2-year thing, isn't it? Mm-hmm. It's like AS is just like the first year.
Got you.
And then I was like, I don't know if this is, yeah, I was like, I don't think this is my vibe either. So I was like, right, let me just apply for uni. Never know what's going to happen. Mm-hmm. And I'll apply for college to go back and complete my A levels and then maybe I'll get one. And I was very shocked. Like I just applied for, is it like a foundation degree at first, which is only a 2-year degree. So it's not quite your like full BA honours like degree. Mm-hmm. And I actually got into like 4 out of my 5 choices for uni with only AS levels. So I must have wrote like a really good personal like little reference.
They must have thought, oh, she's got a bit about her.
They were really struggling that year and was like, we need the numbers made up. Like, let's just get her in.
We'll take it.
I was literally like, oh. And they were all unconditional because like I didn't have any like exams waiting. So I was like, oh, okay, slay. Like I'm going to go to uni. And I did business and management.
Ah.
And I finished my 2 years. I went to De Montfort Uni in Leicester. Mm-hmm. And then I did the 3rd year. So I got a full degree in the end. So like I started with my foundation degree and then stayed on for the 3rd year and got my full degree in business and management.
Wow.
So that's where like I kind of...
And actually a bit of a 360 moment, what you do now, you've taken...
And you know what, should I tell you why I chose business and management?
Go on.
Because I didn't actually know what to do. And I was like, oh, it's a bit all round. Like, I'll just do business and management. Like, and like you did like accountancy, HR, retail law, business law. So like it was quite an all-round degree. So I was like, oh, that'll be fine. Mm-hmm. Like it's an all-rounder. So I'll be able to use it at some point. Never did I think that it would bring me to where I am today. But I was like, oh, it's such an all-rounder. It'll be fine.
So after you did uni, got them qualifications, what did you go do?
So
with them qualifications?
I had a few years because obviously I'm a bit older. So I had a few years in between that. I only went to uni when I was 19.
Right.
And I finished like when I was like 22.
Mm-hmm.
I worked a few jobs. One of my main ones being for like a pub company's head office. And I did like the maintenance and things like that, like arranging all that for the pubs and stuff. And that was like my last job before I became self-employed.
Okay.
So I was there for quite a while. But that was like my last proper job.
Did you enjoy it there?
Yes and no.
What was it about it that you just didn't? Did you just kind of feel like that you were being like wasted a little bit there?
Not so much wasted, but I think when you work for someone else, there's always that thing in the back of your mind that's like, I don't really care. Especially in a big company. They are a big company. And don't get me wrong, the company were great. Like you at times felt very valued, don't get me wrong. But like, I just feel like you're always working for someone else. You're always doing above and beyond for someone else. And you don't often get the, oh, thank you so much. Like there were occasions like the area managers I worked for would send me flowers and things like that. They were really appreciative. But the people that I worked with on my team, sometimes not so much. Or not my team, but like my bosses, sometimes not so much. And it's, you do so much for them and then you feel like, why did I do that? I stayed an extra hour today and I don't even get a thank you. Or I've sorted out a problem that wasn't really my problem. And you just always have that feeling of undervalued, I would say.
Yeah.
I always had that feeling. And it wasn't like my degree was wasted or anything like that. It was just like me working was like, okay, see you tomorrow. I've just stayed an extra 2 hours. Okay, see you tomorrow. So I just felt like
Would
all
they
was
ever,
that.
like, pay you overtime for things like that? Or was it not really that way? No.
No. But if like a pub had an issue, you were kind of like, you sort that issue out. You don't leave. Like if a pub, for example, didn't have any beer to dispense, that's like an emergency thing because they're a pub.
Yeah.
So like even if it's like 5 o'clock and you're thinking, oh, I'll finish in a minute, if you hadn't got like an engineer there or on the way, you stay. And sometimes you do feel like you're like, oh, it's my responsibility. That pub can't trade. Like I need to do that. Yeah. But again, like not really. You don't feel valued at all. I just think in most jobs, I personally think
that you just don't have that appreciation. I think when they have so many other team members, I think that's when people can get a little bit lost in it, you know, because they're not giving everyone the appreciation. It might be only a couple or they get too busy and they just kind of like dismiss it a little bit. So what made you leave?
Well, while I was there...
Was you there long?
Yeah.
How many years?
4 years maybe.
Oh, you was there quite a long time.
It's really random, but while I was there, I actually started everything self-employment wise with face painting at children's parties.
No.
Yeah.
I can imagine you doing that. You've got that whole energy.
Do you know what it was? I remember, because I'm not artistic, and this is like one of the questions, like the parents always ask, oh, are you good at art? No. But I can draw on someone's face. Like, give me a paintbrush and like a bit of face paint.
I can make your child a tiger.
Yeah, like literally. And it was really funny because like I did it for my friend's little boy's party and I was like really hungover and there was like loads of kids and I was like, oh, I'll still do it. And like, I did it and there was parents going like, oh, can I hire you? And I was like, oh, I'm just doing this as a favour. Like, it's not my job. But the more parents that said that, I was like, oh, could I do this as like a little weekend thing? So I did. And the more I started doing it, it became quite a big thing.
No way.
Like that is how my self-employed journey started, I would say.
So did you cut your hours down and then go into doing face? No,
I would work 7 days a week. And when I started face painting, for 6 months, I did everything for free. Because face painting is one of the hardest things in the world. To get pictures of people's children that they don't want on the internet.
True. Yeah.
So you have to kind of put in the work because how am I going to get business if I can't take pictures of children? I've got to show up and just be there.
Word of mouth as well, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, you've just got to show up. And as soon as you're there at someone's party, the next person wants to book you. The next person wants to book you. There's like times, if the party's like fitted in time-wise, I could do like 3 kids' parties in a day. It's a lot. But you could do 3 children's parties in a day. Like I think that's the most I did in one day.
And did you feel like you was earning all right from that you could then maybe leave the other job? Or was it?
No, I wouldn't have left my job just for that.
Just for that.
I mean, you're also talking 2017, we didn't have a cost of living crisis. So it was nice money, like, but it wasn't like full-time money. So then as I started doing that more, I was like, do you know what? Because I did a lot of Halloween looks and it was just pure face paint. So I was like, maybe I'll do like a makeup class to add to the like Halloween vibes.
Yeah.
And I'll just do a makeup class. So I booked like a 5-day makeup course.
Was it good?
Yeah, it was great. But can I do makeup? No. I did, like when I did it, I was like, oh, you know, I'm quite good. It's just practice. But makeup is not my vibe.
It's different doing someone else's makeup, I think. I remember being in a salon and my boss like was like, the makeup artist has left. You're going to have to do that person's makeup. I don't know, firstly, how that woman paid, right? She looked... I wish there was a photo of it somewhere. But I did like a winged eyeliner. It was horrific.
I mean, when I look back at like the training and like my pictures from the training, I thought, oh, they look all right. Not sure what I was thinking. But I think doing that course and then having like the face paint, it just gave me that drive to be like, do you know what? I don't think I want to work for someone. Because when my weekends were so busy and like, you know that you can earn money for yourself, I was like, no, I need to do something else. So I think doing that 5-day makeup course, I did it at the Beauty Academy. Mm-hmm. I went away and was like, what else can I do? What else can I book to add to this self-employed little evening and weekends that I can do outside of my work hours? So it kind of kick-started me into all of this.
So did you find it hard though, doing the evenings and weekends? Like, was there a part of you that, even though I guess you were enjoying it, that's a lot of hours of work to do. Like, what pushed you to do it? Was it just the thought of that you could be your own boss?
I think it's weird because I never thought I would be full-time self-employed. I just thought, like any other person in this living day, it's a bit of extra money. It's like, you know, a side hustle. And I've always been very driven job-wise. I've been brought up by parents that don't phone in sick. Like, I couldn't tell you when my mum or dad phoned in sick, ever. Like, they just didn't. Like, my dad had his own business. When his business was quiet, he would go and do night shifts, come home, have a few hours sleep and go to his business. Like, that has been embedded in me. Mm-hmm. So I think because that has been my upbringing, I'm like that now. I couldn't tell you the last time. Actually, 2021 COVID or 2022 COVID was the last time I actually cancelled clients for like a few days. I just don't do it.
No, I've been brought up with like that as well. The work ethic in my family was like, if you have a cold, have a lemon sip and crack on, you know?
Like, honestly, like when we were kids, like my mum would always be like, you go to school. If you feel really bad, like just let me know. We'll let them know. But I went to school. It wasn't like, oh, I feel sick. I'll stay home. Like,
same.
We weren't brought up like that, which fair enough you were. But like, that's why I think I'm so driven, because it's just been embedded in me since I've been forever.
And the environment you're around, you absorb what your family are like.
100%.
So do you have any siblings?
A little brother. I say little, he's very big, but a young, I should always say younger brother.
Yes.
Yeah, younger brother. And again, he went into the army when he was 16.
Wow.
So he's also very driven. He's been to Afghan. He's lived in Canada. So it's like we're a family of like go-getters, I say.
And would you say your family, are you close?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do they live in Oxford too?
Yeah.
Ah. So is that where you've always been?
Apart from when I went to uni in Leicester.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I left uni, I did move to Milton Keynes because the pub job was in Luton.
Got you.
But then I just moved back to Oxford because when I first became self-employed and then started doing more, it's like where I didn't really know people in Milton Keynes. I had a few clients there, but when you're trying to advertise yourself, because you know people in Oxford, I was here in Oxford all the time, but I lived in Milton Keynes. Like, I would commute every day and go to Oxford, about an hour, and I'd drive around Oxford because I used to be mobile. That's how I started out as well. And then I'd go home. Again, driven. Like, I would leave my house at like maybe 6:30, 7 in the morning. I wouldn't get home till like 10, 11 at night, and I'd do it all over again the next day.
And how did you cope with that? Like, what was your mindset? Like, was it just in your mind that you just cracked on with it?
Yeah, I'm kind of that person though.
It's weird I always think being young and doing that, I felt like when I was doing mobile and I was working an hour away to a salon, like traveling around, I almost didn't really, tiredness, I didn't really feel like was a thing. It's only when you get a bit older and you're like exhausted.
Yeah, I feel like that driven energy of like, no, I've got to make this work.
Yeah.
I've got to make this work, because when I took that jump from being employed to self-employed, it was kind of like a forced jump. And at first it was like, oh my God, what do I do? But like, I lost my dad the year before, and I was like, do you know what? Everything happens for a reason. If it don't work, it don't work. Like, I've got a degree. I've got a very good CV of like prior jobs. I give myself 6 months. If it doesn't work, I go back to work. That was literally July 2018. I give myself 6 months. And now here I am. Like, that was the last thing I did.
And with your dad, did he always know that you wanted to go on to...
No. Because it was very like, my dad died in October 2017. No, 16, sorry. So like, I was still working. I didn't even really do face paint at that time. So it wasn't like he wasn't here to see any of this. Like, so it is kind of bittersweet sometimes, because I've got so much from him, but he wasn't here to see any of this. So I'm getting a bit upset, sorry.
Oh,
no, he hasn't been here to see any of it. I'm going to take a minute out.
No, baby, I'm so proud of you. I don't know if I ever told you, but my mum had a stroke like 3 years ago, and she's recovering, she's all right. But it's that feeling of like, you could have... I'm someone very private, but like when you hear that, and then like when she sent the voice note, I was like, oh my God, like it just brings so much.
Yeah.
Like I think you put it in a box and then you just...
I think I've never... It sounds wrong, but I've never deeped that he's actually never seen any of this. Like, he never saw me self-employed. And when I tell you, when I was mobile, I didn't limit where I went. I'd say yes to everything. Because, again, it's that drive inside you that's like, I'm going to make this work. Like, there's sometimes I'd be in one part of Oxford and I'd have to drive like half an hour to my next client, but I would do it because I thought, who am I to say no? I'm not busy. I need to make the money. I need to get the clients. And it's really funny that actually when I opened the salon, I've still got so many clients that have been with me since day one when I was mobile.
Do you know what? Being mobile, I think you're just getting your name out there, and I think you do have to say yes. Yes to absolutely everything.
Yes to being in like the tiniest corner of someone's living room with your bed. Like, I must have looked like a bag lady because I had like the bed, a stool, and I would literally balance it under my arm, under like anywhere I could balance something, a light or my box of products. Like, and where I did like, lash extensions was the last thing that I learned. I did lash lifts. And then I remember I did a spray tan course, and it was purely because I wanted a spray tan to go to Ibiza. No one could do it. No one. I was like, God, someone's got to be a spray tanner. Like, is there no one? And I mean, doing a spray tan course myself is never going to help me, clearly. But I was like, well, if there's a gap in the market, I'll go and do it.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? So I found that gap and was like, right. And spray tans mobile are very popular. Very popular, because people want the convenience. You come into them and spray in them and then see you later. And I'm just at home marinating in my tan.
Marinating.
Yeah. So like that boosted me even more, because it was like, oh, she's mobile. She does spray tanning. And actually you could do my lash, like a lash lift at the same time, because it was just lash lifts at that point. And then I was like, right, if I'm going to do this full time, I need something else. Spray tans and lash lifts are not going to carry me full time.
No.
So then I did lash extensions.
And was it an instant like you fell in love with them, or was it like you just wanted to throw the tweezers across the room?
My training wasn't the best,
right.
But then again, this is what we learn from, and then when we train, this is how we elevate things.
Did you do everything better than you had it? Yeah.
My training on the day, I didn't do a model. I just put some on some dolls' heads and was like, yeah, fab, like, and I was like,
you
okay,
passed.
yeah, literally that.
Oh.
So again, it's like one of those things where you have to be driven and go away and go, right, okay, I've got a basic knowledge. And I have to up that. And I have to do it by myself, basically, because, you know, she hasn't given me much choice, but it's fine.
Yeah.
And I did classic lashes only for 2 years.
I feel like everyone is scared that classic lashes, they do the classic lash course and they're like, I'm not going to get clients. I have clients that love classic lashes. Like, I even have a friend who's like, well, you know Carolina. Anyway, specialises in classic lashes, thriving, you know.
But I think we're in much more of a natural lash era as well now.
Definitely.
We've gone from the mega volume that everyone wanted.
I hated them.
To now having more of a natural era.
Yeah.
I definitely feel like we're in that vibe at the moment. So this is why I think classics are always going to be timeless. And I always say to students as well, classic lashes are harder.
They're so much harder.
You can see every single mistake. Everything. If one's facing the wrong way, you can see it. When you're putting the fans on, don't see all them mistakes and just put them on and you're done. But with classic lashes, you have to make sure they're like on point. And I literally did a classic lashes only for 2 years and I stood my ground. Anytime I'd never even use pre-mades, pro-mades to do any hybrids or anything, literally just classic lashes. And I stood my ground and was like, no, when I get messages saying like, oh, can I book this up? Like, I don't do that.
I'm sticking to this.
Yeah. Because I feel like you can't run before you can walk. And learning the basics of classics and mastering that before anything else. Yeah.
So after you did all your mobile, you did your qualifications, you were doing treatments, when was it that you then stopped being mobile? Because I know you did work in a salon. Did you work in one salon only?
Just one.
Okay.
Yeah, just one. It was after COVID. It was October 2021 that I started in the salon. I just think COVID changed so much. And obviously me going into people's houses and some people were just, oh no, I can't have anyone in my house. So you do see like a dip because people are scared.
Yeah.
Which is normal. So it was kind of like that, plus so much going up after COVID, like prices of petrol,
life,
things, like everything just went up. And do you remember we had that scaremongering of like, there's no fuel?
Do you know what?
Do you remember
this
that?
Is my conspiracy theory of this. I think they did that just to change over to the E10. That new...
I think they did it because everything has an expiry date. And I'm not like a conspiracy, but everything has an expiry date. And where everyone's working from home and not really going anywhere, they had surplus fuel. So how do we get the fuel sold? Oh, we're going to scaremonger into everyone.
Make everyone go crazy, don't they, in the media? It's crazy.
Oh, should I tell you, I went crazy because I was mobile.
Did you?
I went to like two people's houses and I saw a petrol station like, right, better fill it back up to the top. £10. I don't care. I need it to the top because I'm going to be mobile. Having all their months of not working, I believed it and was like, no, it needs to be full 24/7.
The queues out the petrol, weren't they?
Yeah. But when you're mobile and you're like, I've just had all these months of not working.
Yeah, you do anything, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
They really do feed into the people that haven't had it that long amount of time. That's why they did it, because everyone would go
But
crazy.
I think also it's one of those things where like I felt like it was the right time to go in a salon. Look, that was like over 3 years mobile, obviously through COVID, and each their own. I didn't actually work through COVID.
I didn't.
Each their own. You do what you need to do for your family, your lifestyle.
Yeah.
I'm not a judgy person. I don't know if you have the pages here on Facebook, like the spotted pages. So we have like these pages that like you can write anonymously, like spotted it's called. And it's like someone put like, I just saw this, and like, you know, the Karens.
No.
My worst fear if I'd done something mobile was me walking past like someone's window with my bed, my stool, walking and someone taking a picture like, she don't care about COVID. She's going to do someone's lashes. That was my worst fear.
That'd crack me up.
Like, honestly, my worst fear was being put all on publicly because you're your brand. And I feel like there will be people that will really remember those things. You worked through COVID, I'm not going to that. Like, because it affected a lot of people.
Yeah.
People lost people. People had babies that they couldn't have with their partner in the room and things like that. And when you weigh up all that for a set of lashes, do you know the most thing I had requested through lockdown? Can you do a spray tan? I had so many messages. Can you do me a spray tan?
Where were they going?
I wanted to know because I was like, can I come? I'm not doing anything. Honestly, through lockdown, it wasn't even lashes. Are you free to do a spray tan? Wild.
So do you think lockdown, COVID, then stopped you doing mobile because of what was going on in a way?
I think it just pushed me to make that decision that I probably didn't want to make because, again, you got to think like people have me because I'm mobile.
For convenience. Yes.
And I built up a mobile client base.
Right.
I was then stopping that and going into a room in a salon where I had to pay rent And I was thinking, but what if they don't come to me? I'm then dropping clients, and it was scary. But I think I did it a good time, because I did it in the like mid-October. And obviously, as the beauty industry, your busiest time is like November, December.
Yeah.
So I probably picked up so many more clients because it was just a busy time. Mm-hmm. And you think I went from doing maybe 4 or 5 clients a day because I was traveling in between, setting up in between, to like 10, 12 a day, because you're there in a room and you're available. Do you know what I mean?
And
so it kind of,
in and out,
yeah. And it was really weird, because I had so many people actually message me like, oh my God, I'm so glad you're not mobile anymore, because I've been wanting to come to you, but mobile's not convenient for me. And like I said, after COVID, people didn't really want you there in their house.
Maybe they might want to get out and spend some time for themselves, not be around all the children everywhere. Like sometimes it's not very relaxing if you're in their house and everything else is going on. Someone wants dinner, you know, it's all crash and bang.
Yeah.
Did you find though that some of the clients that you did mobile, they still came?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Because I have so many now that are still my clients from the day I started.
If someone's listening now who is mobile and wants to take that leap, what would be your advice for them to, how could they navigate that if they're scared to losing some clients?
You've just got to believe in yourself. Mm-hmm. And I always say this to every student as well, like, no one is you. People will come to you for you. Okay, so you will attract clients at first because you're mobile and convenient. Yeah, like, oh my God, great, she can come to my house when my kids are in bed. Like, because again, I would do evenings. I don't have children, I don't have responsibilities. So like, I would do evenings. Mm-hmm. So it was also another convenience for people. They could put their children to bed and I could go. They didn't have to arrange childcare. Like, but you've just got to have that confidence in yourself that people will still stay with you. They will. Yeah. And whether it takes a dip at first, it will get better. Like, I was scared, like, and I was 3 years in and very confident that I had big client base, but I was still like, oh my God, what if no one comes to me? What if I've just committed to renting a room and I don't make that much money?
Did the salon help you advertise?
No.
Wow. How comes? Just that you was renting the room, it's all your own
Yeah,
thing?
they were very much, you just rent the room. Like,
everything's your own stuff. Yeah. You're just using the space.
I just had a room in a salon. There was no advertising. Obviously, they had clients that come in and out, and they'd be like, "Oh, she does lashes in there." So I did pick up clients, because obviously they do. There was a hairdresser in the back, and they did lash lifts, they do nails, they do massages. They were LMS salons, so very like lovely spa-like salon. And we're going to, like, my salon's like a completely different vibe, and they were very spa-like. It was very like, but relaxing. Again, that's where they've come from. Mm-hmm. But no, there was never really a promote, like, they didn't really put me on their Instagram, their Facebook and things like that. Like, no website association, nothing like that, which is fine. Yeah, but it was just me. I had to work.
Had to do it yourself. Mm-hmm. But you found that you did have obviously some of the mobile clients that came in. Yeah. And then obviously when you have a location where you're at, it is easier because people know where you're stationed, don't they?
It's definitely word of mouth. The best advertiser is word of mouth. I always say that.
Yeah, definitely. Because I feel like if someone has a good experience, they tell their friends. But then how long was you at that salon for?
October 21. And then I got the keys to my salon April 2024. So it's like 2.5 years maybe.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm. And then when did you feel like the leap of having your own salon was the right choice? Because that's,
do you know what? It wasn't ever about a salon as such. I became a trainer. Mm-hmm. I can't train someone in a room. The room wasn't big.
True.
It wasn't like you could even just do a 1-to-1. It wasn't big at all. I had my bed, a little bit of furniture, and I did spray tans in that room. Every time I did a spray tan, I had to move the bed, cover everything in the room with like couch roll, because everything would be orange afterwards. Mm-hmm. And I did that again in one room. So I still had to sort of like, no, I'm still doing this. I'm going to keep it up. There was a point where I was like, spray tans are just not for me anymore, because the effort to change the room around in the middle of the day. And then obviously it would smell like fake tan, and the next person would come in and I think, oh, can they smell the tan? It's not nice. Either you love the smell of tan or you don't. Like, I get some people now, it's like, oh, I love the smell of tan. But again, it was like one of those things where I had a room. I had to make it work. And then when I started training, I was like, no, I do want to do more of the training. I just love the training thing. Like, I want to do more of that. So again, I can't do it in one room.
So the next obvious step was
to get my own space.
I'm going to have my own premises, have multiple rooms where you could do different treatments in it.
Do you know what? Until I got the space that I'm in, this sounds really weird, but I never thought about anyone else.
What, having staff?
No, never thought about anyone else. I just thought about me, my clients, and training. I never thought about, I need to make sure that I've got enough space, because I think until you find a space and like obviously get the rent and things like that, but even my salon, I made sure that me alone can cover everything. Like, everything in that salon can be covered by me. Everything else is a bonus. So I don't ever have to worry if I have people working or not.
That's a good way to look at it.
And I feel like
you're never
that
going to be in the trenches of it all, are you?
But also, you don't have that stress every month of like, oh, do I have enough to do this? But again, that's why I work so hard, because I feel like it does rely on me. Whether I have 2 people, 3 people, 10 people that work in the salon, ultimately it's all reliant on me. So I had to make sure that I could pay.
What do you think makes you so hardworking and so resilient? Because you just been saying, I just had to make it work. Like, your mindset is very strong. Do you ever sit there and wonder, like, why? Do you think that's just because of growing up with your family?
Yeah, I think obviously, again, coming from a family that always made things work.
Mm-hmm.
And you take these responsibilities on of renting a beauty room, just even one room. I didn't pay half as much as what I pay now, but like, it's still like okay, I need to make sure it works. Again, like, when you take that responsibility on, I just feel like I'm so determined that I just can't fail. Failure is not an option, like, for me. In my opinion, like, you have to make it. You have to make it work.
Yeah.
If I don't make enough that week, I'll work Saturday. If I don't make enough, I'll work Sunday.
Yeah, it's a really good.
I'll take on an extra client in the evening. I might work till 9 o'clock, but.
And then obviously now you've got the staff in there. They're obviously helping.
Yeah.
Boost that as well, aren't they?
But I think, again, no matter how many people are in there, it's just me. Like, at the end of the day, it just relies on me. No one else is going to pay the bill if I go, I don't have that money this month.
It's true. How do you find that responsibility? So you went from working in a salon to go to your own salon. What was it like getting them keys? And did you have a moment where you walked in there, you was maybe in there for a couple of weeks and you thought, oh,
should I tell you what the first thought was? Because the salon used to be a virtual reality place. And if you look back on my Instagram, everything in there was black. The walls were black.
Wow.
Like, that first moment I walked in, I was like, oh God, have I done the right thing? Because before anything started, I had to paint it white before anything started, because everything was black.
Yeah.
So I think it's so exciting, but then you deep like how much work, and you're like, oh God. But again, you think, nah, I've just got to make it work. It's just got to happen.
It's just got to happen.
Yeah, and when I took the salon on, I still worked. Funny enough, my old place was right next door. So I was paying 2 lots of rent. And I did a lot in the salon by myself. Every 10 minutes, even between clients I went in and done something. Even if I had like a cancellation, I'm like, right, it's fine. I've got an hour. I'll go and rip the floor up. I'll go and paint one wall. Like, it was very much, I'm in between. I'd say to my clients, I'm so sorry if you can smell paint on me. I've just been painting next door. But again, it's that mentality of, if I don't do it, who's going to do it?
Yeah, you're going to have to make it happen, because like you said, failure wasn't an option.
And I've been brought up with that mentality. Like, my mum was like, don't ever ask a man to do a job you can do yourself.
Independence. And
so when I was in that salon doing the painting, ripping the floor up, I did have help, don't get me wrong. Like, I'm not saying every single bit was done by me, but I was very driven of like, I'm paying 2 lots of rent here. That salon needs to open. It needs to open. And funny enough, I got the keys on like the Friday, and I actually went on holiday the Monday. And I was like, oh, bad timing. But I left the keys with someone that then went and built all the walls for the rooms, and like, you know, trying to manage that from Marbella, but it was fine.
And you probably found that going back to uni days, this business, the management, like, your mind was probably a bit programmed into knowing how to like structure it. Was there any point though where you had a really big struggle with it? Was there like a moment that stands out where you were like, oh.
The time I opened it, do you know what the worst thing was? The plastering of the rooms. So I had one guy come and do it, and he told me to do it within 2 weekends, and I was like, oh, that's a push, but okay. And the first day he came, he did like 2 walls, and there was about 10 that needed doing, and I was like, oh, are you coming back at any point? And he was like, yeah, next week I'll probably do 2 more. And I was like, no, we don't have that attitude. Like, I was a bit like, oh gosh, no, I've got the electrician coming next week. It needs to be done. And then I found someone else. And again, this is so weird, but I rang my uncle, who's my dad's brother, and was like, they had a mechanics garage. So they had contacts, like everyone takes their cars into them. Mm-hmm. And I said, Dale, do you know anyone that does plastering? And he was like, yeah, I'll send you the number. And this was a sign. And I'm very sorry for forgetting, but this was a sign. The guy who come and done the plastering knew my dad. His son lived in my dad's old house.
No.
And it was the weirdest thing because he was like, oh, me and my son will get it done in a day, don't worry about it. Like, and it was almost like, again, I don't overly believe in things, but like it was almost like my dad was going, don't worry, I got you.
Yeah.
I got this.
I believe in, I go a bit weird.
Yeah. Like it's one of those things that like I sat there and thought, was that him going,
yeah,
I got this? And it was just done within like a day and a morning.
And I think as well, like, after everything that's happened, you could have given up in their moments. Do you know what I mean? And just gone, none of this is for me. This is all too hard work, because you don't know how you're going to react in them situations. You don't know whether you're going to hide, because that is a reaction, isn't it, of how people cope with different things. There's no right or wrong, but you went into the other way of like, I'm going to make this. I'm going to make something of myself, do this, build a beautiful salon, which, by the way, your interior is like...
Thank you.
Beautiful. Do you know what I mean? Like, you should be so proud of yourself.
But you know, I always sit here now, and maybe my dad dying when he was only 49, and it was very sudden. Mm-hmm. And anyone that's lost like a parent or someone close to him, I think there's something that goes inside of you that's like, life could be worse. Do you know when you're like, if it fails, like, do you know what? If the salon failed next year, okay, I did it for a good few years and I did what I could. And I always think in my head, I know I've done the best I can. And I've tried to push as much as I can and do the best I can. If it ended up failing, if it couldn't afford it anymore or things like that, okay.
I feel like you've had the worst thing ever to happen, and anything else in your life that could happen to you, it's never going to be that bad.
Yeah. I feel like it sounds really bad, but it's just a job.
It is just a job.
I love it.
Yeah.
But there's worse things in life.
Yeah, of course.
Like, do you know what I mean? There's worse things that can happen. So if it doesn't work out, you tried.
Yeah.
And I always say, like, if you've had other jobs, if you think, you know, like I've got jobs that I've had, I'd have a good CV, I've got a degree. Yeah. Like, if I had to go and work for another corporate company, so be it. Wouldn't like it, but worse things in life.
And I think life is so short. Like I mentioned about my mum, but about 2 years after my mum, my stepdad then had a heart attack. They're both okay.
Yeah.
But it's made me look at life completely differently.
It really, honestly, it sounds, but it really does. I think once you have a scare and something happen, you do sit there thinking, at the end of the day, it's really morbid, but we could die tomorrow.
We could. And we worry and stress over minute, tiny things.
Like, even sometimes when you sit and stress over a client, I think, oh God, it is what it is.
Yeah, then nothing bad's going to happen
to
them.
Yeah, it is what it is.
Yeah.
You have to have that mindset of, if you fail, you just pick yourself back up and go, okay, well, I've learnt that lesson. I always say everything is either a lesson or a blessing.
Yeah.
And if you think like that, if something goes wrong, right, that's a lesson. I've learnt that lesson. I won't do that again.
And you weirdly come out stronger. Even in that moment, you don't realise what that lesson is or that, or even just what the situation is. Because sometimes it's like, what? Do you know what I mean? You could lose yourself completely. But years go by or time goes by and your perception changes, how you see the world, how you behave with others, who you are as a person.
Yeah.
Really does change. You should be so proud of yourself, honestly. Your salon's gorgeous.
Thank you.
You're a gorgeous person inside and out. You know, you have that whole energy about you. Like, before you was even here, I did like an intro and I was like, she just has this aura that you just want to be around all the time. When I first met you at London Lash, I was like, why have I not met this person?
I'm just like, it's so weird because I'm just a firm believer of people come into your life for a reason.
You cross paths for a reason.
Yeah.
100%.
All the girls that are in the salon, I was saying to you this earlier, like, some of them are a lot younger than me. Genuinely, they might disagree. Sorry, girls. They're like my best friends. Like, honestly. And we went out for dinner on Sunday. And I said, do you know what? It's really weird. Like, some of your friends that don't do what you do will never understand you.
Yeah.
They'll never understand when you get frustrated with clients or social media, or just in general, like, they don't understand, like, being self-employed. And, you know, I've been through it with friends, and, like, when I was mobile, and actually even to now, but, like, when you work so much, people stop asking you to do things, and it becomes a very lonely place. You're putting everything into work to make something work, but, like, less and less time, because people would see me working all the time. People would ask me to go, oh, do you want to go out at the weekend, or do you want to do this at the weekend? Because they see you working all the time. And it's still nice to be invited, even if I'm like, oh no, I'm so sorry. But over the time, you do start to get less and less friends that aren't in the industry. Some of my best friends now are people that are in this industry.
Because you're like-minded, aren't you?
Yeah.
And you understand each other more than anyone.
I might not see them all the time.
Yeah.
But I genuinely, like, there's a few people that are genuinely, like, I could ring tomorrow and be like, oh, do you have this, or have you had this recently? And they just get it.
Yeah.
And you can just have that conversation of, like, I had this today and it was just so, like, oh, and they just get you. Whereas, like, my friends that don't do anything like this would be like, oh, it's not that bad. Or actually, I do have some friends that was like, I could never do what you could do.
Yeah, me too.
I could never do this. And I'm like, oh, okay. But, like, you get one or the other, don't you?
Yeah.
So over time, when you're putting the work in, you do have that bit of, like, the put back of, like, people don't make that much of an effort with you because they know you're always working, they see you always working. It's not personal as in, like, oh, I don't like you, but it's,
yeah.
I feel like they see you putting in the graft and they're like, I'm not going to ask her to go out because she's going to say no.
She's going to be busy anyway. Before we get back into the episode, I just want to take a moment to thank London Lash for sponsoring today's episode. I've worked with London Lash for a long time now, not just as a trainer, but in my day-to-day work with clients. And for me, that trust is really, really important. When you're seeing clients every day, you need products that you know you can rely on. And at the end of the day, it's not just about the final result, it's about having a system that works consistently so you can feel confident in every set that you create. And that confidence carries through to your clients when they leave your lash room. For me, using London Lash means I know that if something isn't quite right, it's not down to the products I've used. And that peace of mind makes such a difference. That kind of consistency is what keeps clients coming back time and time again. I also have an exclusive discount just for you. You can get 20% off your next order with the code CARIS20. I'll leave everything linked in the episode description if you want to check them out. And thank you again to London Lash for supporting the podcast and the industry.
Yeah.
So let's talk about your stuff.
Yeah.
So you opened the salon. It was just you, one-man band, beautiful premises. What made you go, okay, I'm going to get staff members?
There wasn't any of that. In all honesty, there wasn't any of that.
Okay, so how did it happen?
I didn't, like I said earlier, like, I didn't really open the salon thinking, it sounds weird the other day because I was saying there's 8 of us. And I was like, when I opened the salon opened end of May 2024. And I never sat there thinking, it's going to have a lot of staff in here. I just thought, nope, even if it's just me, it's fine. I mean, I wanted a busy salon because I've got a big space. Like, why would I not want people to work there? But it was never in my head that I had to have people. I never really advertised a lot and then, oh, I need staff, I need people to work, because again, you've got to also remember, like, it was just me. So, like, my Instagram and following was just me. Like, people know Beauty Bay from me.
Yeah.
And I didn't even have the clients to be like, oh, I need someone to work here. Do you know what I mean? Like I didn't have people going, oh, I need an appointment. I had odd people that obviously I was like, oh, I'm so sorry, I'm fully booked. But at first I didn't have that. I feel like most of the girls kind of found me.
Okay.
Georgia was the first one that started working and she found me. She wanted to expand from where she was. Sophie that works there actually come and knocked on my door and I ignored the door. Well, I didn't ignore it. I didn't hear it. But she made her way to the salon, like didn't even message over Instagram or anything. She's like, oh no, I'm just going to go there. Okay, and she knocked on the door and...
What do you think, or if you may have even asked the girls, why do you think they did that? And what was it about you and your salon that attracted them?
Some of the girls, I don't think it's the salon as such. I think, like, I was mobile for a reason. I didn't want to work from home. Mm-hmm. I didn't want people in my house. Like, that is my preference.
Yeah, of course.
And then you're going to get girls that are the same. Like, Macy worked from her bedroom. And I think she was just like, enough's enough. I don't want to work in my bedroom anymore. It's your bedroom. Like, why would you want people in there?
Bedroom's a place to relax, work.
And it's hard to then... And do you know part of the reason I didn't want to be from home? Because I am a workaholic. I'd be sat there at 11 o'clock at night watching EastEnders on catch up with my client. Like, because I'd find it hard to say no. And where do you have the cut off when you work from home? When you're a very driven...
It's true.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So Macy actually wrote on a Facebook group, oh, does anyone know a salon in Oxford? So I actually commented saying, I have a lash bed. And then we went from there.
So it's all very organic.
Yeah.
How it all just came about.
I'll be honest, I've never felt like I had to push for advertising, which I'm very lucky because I know some people really struggle and they have to go out and find things. But I'm a firm believer of like, when you are yourself, people will come to you.
So do you think your personal brand of who you were and what you... I always think the energy you give off is what you attract back.
Yeah.
So do you feel like the girls that are now in the salon were kind of a bit like, I love what she's doing. I want to be a part of what she's doing.
I think so. And obviously having a nice salon helps. Like an aesthetically pleasing space obviously helps. And the vibe of my salon, like I said, like where I used to work was very spa-like. My vibe is completely different. We have like the radio and the music on, like it's very chatty. And so I think that comes out in stuff. I'm also a firm believer of showing yourself on social media, as you'll see from like our reels, our funny side of things. That's not for everyone. And we probably have clients that go, oh, a bit too much for me. But again, you attract the right people for you. So like before COVID, I never showed my face once on social media, which I think is wild.
Because and you are
I feel like take note as well, because you know, if I'm going to your house to be mobile and you've never seen my face, hi, I've come to do your lashes. Sorry, who are you?
Yeah, it's true.
Do you see what I'm saying? And I sit there now and think, how do people trust me? How do people like obviously I came with like a bed, so you know I'm there to do your lashes, but it is wild. And I'm always trying to tell my students, be you, show you at your comfortableness. Yeah, like be comfortable, but always show your face, because even when you're working inside a salon, you still need to show you and show a little bit of your personality, because that's what attracts people to you.
Yeah, people invest in people.
But I do sit here now thinking, how did I go mobile to people and they've never seen my face before? Never.
Do you know what? I think that time back then though was everyone loved a bit of a treatment, didn't they? And they still do, but I think people are more aware of like, oh, I don't want someone who I don't know what they look like. We more think about it. But back then, I was the same. I never showed myself on
Never
camera,
showed my face. And then
bobbing about
when you're in COVID and you've got no content to post, that's when I started like, right, I need to keep this going, because this is my full-time job. And, you know, the algorithm hates you if you don't post. So it's kind of like, I need to post. Yeah. I just started doing like funny videos and thought, do you know what? If people don't like it, they don't like it.
Yeah, who cares?
And you've just got to kind of lift it over your head.
Yeah.
And do you know what? During that time when I started doing TikToks and like funny things, there was a few lash techs in Oxford that would write on their stories and people would send it me saying, are they talking about you?
Really?
And yeah.
Sometimes people get like that because it's the fear they wouldn't be able to do it themselves, and then they almost get like jealous,
Yeah.
but it's because they wouldn't be able to. It's a fear of it
Yeah.
all.
And there was a few stories and they said, I'm like, so what are you? I'm like, maybe, probably.
Let them talk. Who cares?
Probably. But again, you've got to have, I think, being so out there on social media, because you are your brand, you have to have thick skin. And it's been tested recently. Very recently it's been tested. I actually cried the other day because of social media.
Do you want to tell the story? Or?
So obviously my Instagram crossed posts, and I cross-posted a airbrush brow video, which are a very acquired taste. Okay. They're like quite bold brows. And when you take the stencil off before you wipe the product off, they're very, very bold.
Yeah.
Wow, never in my life have I had anything go viral on Facebook, and this has. And when I tell you, the comments were wild. And I have to remember that I'm representing 7 other girls.
So you posted on Instagram and you went straight to Facebook. Right, yes, I get it.
So it kind of popped off on Facebook, and I'm thinking, why am I getting all these notifications? Never in my life anything. I've had viral things on TikTok, Instagram, never Facebook. Let me tell you, the middle-aged Karens were out in full force, and the comments were horrible.
Really?
Mm-hmm. I sat and cried because one comment was like, my daughter's studying beauty and I hope to God she never turns out like you. I was like, okay. I didn't even comment back like, what, having an award-winning salon and being like honestly, you can have a look afterwards at this. There's over 400 comments where they're ugly. Why would you do this to her brows? Bearing in mind the average watch time is 3 seconds. So I'm just peeling off the stencil of the brow at that point.
So people don't even know what they're looking at or even understanding the treatment. They're just seeing like...
And again, like we offer things sometimes that we might not have ourselves, but we are service providers. And that's what I stress to people. If there is a market for something and you are okay to do it, like I won't have Russian volume lashes, but I still offer them. Why would I not? Because there's a market for them and I do enjoy doing them, but I wouldn't have them done on myself. So I feel like, honestly, I cried. And then I felt really bad on the other girls because I feel like when something goes viral on the salon page, it affects the other girls potentially.
Yeah, of course.
So I come in the group chat going, I'm so sorry, girls. Like literally, they're like, oh, you don't care.
They won't care, but it's because it's your personal brand.
But
yeah,
never have I ever had things go viral on Facebook, and I hope to God it never again does.
People are savage. I had someone even on TikTok. She said, I don't even know. It didn't even go viral, but I just had another lash artist like commenting and telling me that I'd missed lashes, and I was like, I do know her. Do remember her name, obviously Ingrid, whoever Ingrid was. But she was like, "You've missed loads of lashes," and I was like, excuse me?
Let me tell you one thing about me.
Oh my God.
No matter what I think about anything I see on the internet, there has never, ever, ever been any point in my life where I felt the need to comment on anything.
No, I don't know what possesses people to do it. Like, I'm only
never, ever, ever would I. Because you know what? Just scroll.
Who cares?
You don't even have to follow me, like me. You can unfollow me if it affects you that much. But honestly, the Facebook was brutal.
Oh, I'm so
very
sorry
brutal.
that happened.
It's fine now. But yeah, that is the one thing
that is
recently that's really been like, whoa.
Yeah, and people don't care. They don't care who's behind the screen.
Imagine if I was like a young 18-year-old girl that just finished college.
Yeah.
That was posting. That can really affect someone.
That could really
like she could be like, I don't want to do it. Do you know what I even said to the girls? I don't think I'm going to offer this anymore. And I've only just trained in it. And they were like, why? And I'm like, that was brutal. And I've got thick skin, but that was brutal.
I mean, I guess you're still getting exposure.
It is. But do you know what? Do you remember my video that got 10.2 million on TikTok? So it was AI lashes on my friend's daughter.
Yeah.
Didn't do her lashes. Do you know why I didn't even care about any of them comments? Because I genuinely knew I hadn't done anything.
But is this because you had done it and then someone was then being so
viral? On that viral video of like the AI lashes, people were telling me I should go to prison for lashing a child. Yeah, I probably should. If I'd actually done them, yes.
But it was AI.
But yeah, do you know, like, so I sat comfortably reading every single comment, like, but this one really got me.
People are horrible. God. Yeah. But going back to having the girls in the salon, how did you decide that they were going to be the right fit for your salon? Because at that moment it's just you. So you had one of them in. Did you interview them? How was that?
I'll be honest, I didn't know. that's the honest, I didn't know if they was going to be for me or not. But again, you have to take a chance on people.
What was it? What did you look out for? Was there anything in your mind that you had where was it just your gut feeling or?
I always, again, I don't employ them, but I always like to meet them because you have to think like, I have to be right for them as well. The salon space has to be right for them. It works both ways. I can't be like, yeah, come and work for me. And they think, oh, it's not a big enough room, or I don't like the vibe. They might like a more spa-like experience when they're doing treatments and things like that. So at first I didn't know, and I guess the girls didn't know because it was quite a new salon.
Yeah, of course.
We didn't know how it was going to go. And I just think, it's weird, but I just think it has just worked out. Like I have the most incredible group of girls. And I don't know how lucky, I don't know how I've been so lucky to get that.
Yeah.
It's weird because every single one that works in there, you don't really know much about them. And they come to your salon thinking, yeah, I want to work here. And you think, oh, okay. You have that in your mind of like, oh, is it going to work? Are they going to be good? Are they going to, like, I'm a very direct person. And some people don't like that because they can't take the directness. And I never, ever mean anything with malice. It's always, if I'm direct with someone, it's because I actually do love them, care for them, and want the best for them. So if I'm ever like that, it's not, even with my clients, I'm like, you need to wash your lashes. I'm very like, do you want to buy a lash shampoo now? It's never because I'm trying to be mean. I'm trying to help.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? You don't pay for lashes to not look after them. So I'm very direct. So I feel like I'm not for everyone. But I think it's just worked. It's really weird because, like I say, it was a new salon and I just thought, well, I've got to take a chance, haven't I, at some point? I've got to have some girls in here. I've got a big, nice salon. Can't just be me in there 24/7.
So you have it where you self-employed, they rent the rooms? Is that?
So we've got lash beds that are per day, rooms that are like you can do half a day or a full day. We've got a nail area, makeup area. So there's a few areas that are like there. The room, sometimes we have people in the morning and a different person in the afternoon, depends on their diary and what they're. But again, how we've got it is like weird. It just works. I don't even know how it just works.
Yeah.
I'm very lucky.
So what made you not go employed? What made you not employ them? What was your reasoning?
Because I think when you get a new salon, and I only do lashes and brows and spray tanning. So I don't know anything about any other treatments. I can't really employ someone to do filler when I don't know about that. Or I can't employ someone to do nails when I have no clue about nails because do you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. And then you're going to tell me to buy all this stuff and I'm like, oh, I don't know what this is. Or, you know, because if you employ someone, you provide everything. And obviously where I had a following that knew me for lashes and brows and tanning, how do I know if people want to come to my salon and have nails done or makeup done or massages or facials? How do I know that? And again, it's one of those things like, do you take the jump and employ someone and end up paying someone monthly, and be out of pocket and be behind? Or do you kind of think, no, I'm going to get someone, like, let them be self-employed? And again, I know how much we can make. Okay. And I think employing someone is okay for people that need the stability.
Yeah.
But being self-employed, I think it drives you more.
Because you need to get the work in. Would you say all the girls at your salon, they're very driven, you're all very similar, would you say? Yeah.
There's been moments where I've like said, come on girls, like, you know, and I'm a pusher.
People need a nudge
because I do want the best for them. I genuinely, like, it sounds really like, but like I do want the best for them. Everyone that works in salon, I genuinely adore them, want the best for them. Like, there is no, how do you say, like, listen, whether they have 1 client a day or 10 clients a day, doesn't matter to me.
Yeah.
They pay a day rate or bed rate or whatever. But I am one of those people that are just like, I want everyone to win.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's maybe why the girls like being there, because it's like a community of, we're all like that with each other. We want each other to win. I will, like I said, where I was working before, not their vibe, they didn't advertise me, which is fine. I would never be like, oh, you know, but it wasn't their thing, which is fine.
Yeah.
But I don't want a salon page that's just me.
No.
I'm not the only person in there. Like, I always encourage the girls to send me content, collab with content. I will post them. I will advertise all their availability. Because I think it's just, again, why do I want an empty salon? I've done it all nice.
Yeah.
And it's big. Like, why do I want it to be empty? Like, I want that atmosphere where, like, and it's got to that point now where someone will come to me for lashes, then they'll go and have a massage potentially, then they'll have their nails done. Like, I wanted to open one place where you could have all that done in one.
Yeah.
We're missing that where we are. And, like, we've got to a point where we've got that now.
Yeah, and I feel like you've had the girls, so it's been open 2 years?
Nearly 2 years, yeah.
Nearly 2 years. And I think it shows when you have staff that remain that you're doing something right. Because when we weren't recording, I even said to you, like, I was in a salon and I left because of the money situation. They were taking such a high cut. I was literally working for nothing. I think I was earning like £200 a week, £100 a week. Like, after the percentage came off, I was like, what's the point? You know, but when you have the work morale and people are happy, people don't want to leave because they have a laugh. They have a group of people that are all like-minded. You're someone who is like doing the content, helping them, pushing them. Some people are driven, but they need the nudge or a boost of confidence. And when you're that type of person, would you say that's why they stay? Is because of the atmosphere?
Yeah, I did ask a couple of the girls why, and a lot of them said it is that, like, I do push them to be better, not to be moany, not to be like, oh, you need to be busy. It's never that. I want them to be busy for their benefit, for them to be busy and boost it. Like, listen, like, we all have worked a 9 to 5 at some point. Yeah? Like you just said, you didn't get a lot of money when you worked in the salon. We know that if we put the effort in and we price everything right, we're okay.
Yeah.
Yeah? Probably employing people does make sense more as a business owner, and it can earn more money for me.
Yeah.
But again, like, on them quiet days where someone doesn't have clients, if I've employed them, go and clean that, go and do that. I don't ever want to be that person. I've worked, when I was an apprentice hairdresser, they had me scrubbing skirting boards. They had me, like, I would be mortified. Do you know what? I get a really common question is, do I do work experience and stuff?
Yeah.
Well, you can't do treatments without qualifications. So I say no, because you can come in and shadow us and watch us. A bit boring after a day or two. Yeah?
Yeah.
But they're not my slave to come and clean my salon. And that's what I think the only thing they'll be able to do, because what else am I going to get them to do? They can't do treatments.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? Like, so I feel really bad turning them down, but I'm like, I would never want to set someone up at the age of, what do they do? Work experience, like 15. And then when you're in college, you do work experience, I think, don't you? I would never want them to think that that's what working in a salon is like.
Because it's nothing like that, is it?
No.
No.
And I would hate if a younger person came to me and all they did was sit on their phone, for example, because they've got nothing to do. Easy ride for them, I guess, if they're not really into it. But
yeah,
what else do you do? So, like, I also don't believe in having people for the sake of it as well.
So to run a successful salon, do you think one of the most important qualities is to look after your staff?
100%.
What would you say?
100%. 100%. Like, Sophie does body contouring. And in the room she was renting, there was no full-length mirror, which I didn't even think about, because if you're having your body contoured, how do you see the results? Sure. And she was like, do you mind if I buy a full-length mirror to go in there? And I was like, girl, you're not buying it. I will buy it. Choose one, I'll buy it. Because I'm thinking that's a fundamental thing that she needs.
Yeah.
Why would you buy that? Just put it, like, I'll buy one and put it in there. Like,
Do
you know what I mean? Like, why would you buy that? So it's little things like that. Like, I always have like a fully stocked drinks fridge. Anyone can help themselves at any time. Like, again,
you make it so good that people don't want to go anywhere, which is great, because that's what I feel like. That's what people miss in all the small details. It's like if someone was listening now and they've got staff problems, issues, what advice would you give them if there's something?
Listen, my main thing is to never act like you're above them or anything. Like, even when I used to work in the salon next door and I rented a room, the toilet was blocked once. And that's not my salon. But I can promise you I had my hand in a plastic bag and I was unblocking the toilet. It's not my salon. Like, it's nothing to, like, do you know when you're like, I just rent a room, I unblock the toilet, because I just believe in, like, if I'm not going to do it, I can't ask anyone else to do it. And that's like one of the things in my salon. If I don't do these things, how can I say to the girls, make sure you've done that at the end of the day? Make sure you've done this. Like, do you know what I mean?
You make everyone equal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not above anyone. Who am I to be above anyone else?
How do you manage the fine line between overstepping it to its personal? You know, when sometimes you get them relationships where, say if a girl wanted to leave and it's hard, like, do you find that there's like a fine line that you won't overstep, or so this is where I've found that when I rented a room, there wasn't this from the start. Every girl that's come in, I don't employ them. However, they have a room rental agreement sent to them straight away. And if they get a key, they get a key holder agreement. So from the start, everything is outlined as to what I expect from them. And listen, none of these girls were kind of like my friends at first. Like, I didn't know them. Yeah.
So you treat everyone like that is the rules. Either you want that, or you don't come and work here. And it's sort of harsh, but you know, this is how we work.
Better to be straight at the beginning.
This is what I believe from. If you are from the day one, if that is how you are, you can't a month later, 2 months later, 3 months later, if you change, someone can be like, oh, you never said that from the start. No, I did. Yeah. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And I feel like then you get that respect of this is how things are. If a personal relationship then grows, I feel like it's so solid because everyone knows where they kind of stand.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
That makes sense.
Like I was saying this to you off the camera earlier, like I've just celebrated my birthday and I went out with the girls from the salon and genuinely they're like honestly my best friends. And it's so weird that even a year ago, some of them didn't even work in the salon.
Yeah.
And now like we're going to Paris in a few weeks together as well. And and I truly believe in that as well. So self-employed life can be very, very lonely. You probably get that. And when I first started lashes, I never knew anyone. And I was thrown into this industry and I was a bit older. And it's full of like younger people when I was started out. I didn't have anyone to talk to. I didn't have anyone to guide me, tell me what I could or couldn't do, or how to run a business, how to do certain things, like even your taxes, things like that. Yeah. I never had any of that. And I think that's what also I try and help the girls. Like some of them are quite young. And I'm like, no, like do this, like stand on your policies. Like if someone cancels, best believe if you don't charge them the first time, they're going to do it again.
Boundaries.
Yeah. And I always say this to the girls, like, you know, ultimately it's not my decision. If someone cancels on them and they don't charge them, that's not my decision. But I promise you that you will learn the hard way and then they will cancel again and you'll be down on money again. Does that make sense? Yeah, so like I always say to them, like my advice, like I've learnt the hard way sometimes.
So if someone was thinking of having staff, knowing your girls now, what qualities would you say to anyone who was listening that they should look out for and maybe what they shouldn't look out for?
Qualities. I think you definitely need open-minded girls. We're all quite laid back in the sense that if I said to someone like, oh, you could have done them lashes a little bit, or like maybe didn't do a cat eye on them or things like that, but like I would take that on the chin from the other girls as well. Like I said, like no one's perfect. If someone said to me like, oh God, that brows that you did on that video were a bit, I'm like, yeah, I know. I could take it. Does that make sense? Like we're quite open in that sense, but you have to have girls that are willing, I wouldn't say to adapt because you don't ever want someone to change, but like just
open to criticism.
Yeah. Like
and can take it and
grow. Yeah. I'll be honest, like Macy, when she first came, obviously she worked in her bedroom. She did come with a few clients. It's been a few months, but she, you know, I said to her, you've got two options. You come in, you just rent a rent. I never advertise you. You can just crack on and do what you want. Or if you would like me to advertise you, because she was like the first lash tech that I could give overflow to. So if I had, and again, I'm happy to do that. I don't employ, but I'm happy to do that because if I can't fit you in, you're going to come to the salon and go with someone else. Why am I going to send you somewhere else that's not in my salon?
Yeah.
And I said to her, like, or you can do a client in front of me. No pressure. Like, I'm never going to judge because we're all qualified. But if I see that you're good and things like that, I'm happy to advertise you and say, yes, you can go to Macy. I'm very confident in her work. When she first started, she took quite a long time, but I would rather she took longer than rushed. And then I was like, oh, you know, I've done some training with her. And honestly, this month, she works 1 day a week in a salon. She is fully booked every single time she's in.
Amazing.
Every single time. And I genuinely can't tell you how proud I am of her.
I bet she's buzzing.
Yeah. Like, honestly, she's come such a long way. Even, we were saying this on Sunday night when we went out for dinner, her confidence. She's like a different person.
Oh.
And genuinely, I'm so glad that I've seen her grow.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I've watched her go from like, oh, I'm coming to do lashes. Like, she just does her few clients.
You get so like proud of them, don't you?
Yeah, I genuinely, all of them, to be fair, all of them. But like, she has come such a long way. I feel like emotional because she's like my little sister.
Your eyes are like...
She's like, honestly, we were saying this the other day, she's like my little sister. And like, I took her to like, I've taken her to lash events. Like, we went to London Lash Pros Coffee Club and I took her along with me. She doesn't drive. I'm like, no, get in the car and come. Like, we've done like a couple of masterclasses together. We went to like a Pilates event yesterday together. So like, I'll take her with me and be like, no, you need to branch out. Because do you know what?
By you, though.
If she left my salon, I would never be like, oh, put too much effort into her, because again, like I said to you earlier, everything happens for a reason, and these journeys in life bring you to certain places with certain people. If she left and opened even her own salon, I'd be so proud. I would never, it could be next door and I'd be like, I'm so proud of you. Like, honestly, I would just be buzzing for her. And like, I feel like that's the kind of energy you want with people. You don't ever want someone to be like, oh, she's going to leave me and do better than me. Like, if she had, I would be like, I'm so proud of you.
Do you think that's what the industry is lacking in itself? Because I hear what you're saying, like that is, I think that's how I would think, because I'd be like, I've trained that person, go do well, woo! Like, I'd be like rooting for you.
Yeah.
But people always say, but business-wise, what if they take all your clients? What if they do this? What if they do that? And then I sit there thinking, but they came for her anyway. I don't know if my mind is a little bit more like, because I think I have a business mind, but a part of me is like, they came to the salon, yes, but they came for the person. They came for that treatment. You can't control what's going to happen. It's inevitable that that might happen.
Do you know what? I am definitely a firm believer of like, some clients might have been like an overflow from me and they've just been like, oh, I'll try Macy. But she's now got her own client base and people genuinely come for her. And that's why I'm proud of her, because she's built that up. But like, I do think in this industry, too many people are too, how do you, like business. And they don't have any kind of like compassion or emotion towards people. And maybe that is why the girls like working there, because I'm not just money.
Yeah.
Where I think some people are. And I think when you get greedy and like that, I think that is where it might not happen today or tomorrow or next month. But I think in the longevity of things, I think that's where some people do fail.
So many salons have big turnarounds. Like, I remember being in salons where even the staff would say, we have a lot of new people start. It's just people leave and it's just like a conveyor belt. And I was a bit like, that's strange. Like, but I think it is because you need to have like either the support around you, you want to have to enjoy it, but you also want to stay there. And I feel that's what your business
like
has.
We have a girl, Molly, she works from home, like nice little place like this in her house. And she came for lashes with me and she said, I really miss people. And it's like, we do clients all day, every day. We talk all day, every day, but it's not the same as having your constants, like your girls that understand you. Molly works once a month in the salon and I'm happy with that, like, and she's happy with that, but she comes to all our events. Like, we, again, genuinely friends, like we do so much together as a group of salon people. And I think that is also important, because you can work in a salon and everything's like work. But if you don't have a little relationship outside of work and don't understand each other personally, like, I feel like that relationship's never going to be great, because it's just always associated with work. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it's. I always think it's a hard one, because I always think like, if you go too personal, I think it actually depends on who you are as a person, Because like you just said, if they went off and did their own thing, you'd be rooting for them.
I'd be their biggest cheerleader.
But there's many bosses that overstep the mark, you become friends. Like really good friends.
I've had some people say,
and then they are furious. Your relationship's ended.
I've had someone say that when they left their hairdressers, they couldn't work within like a 5-mile radius of that salon. What do you mean? You're scared that they're going to take... Like I said, you have to have that confidence that if that person leaves and takes those clients, that's fine because you will then attract new ones.
Do you think it's a risk that you have to be aware of when you've got your own salon anyway? That's just a risk factor in itself.
Yeah.
You open a salon, that is bound to happen here and there, and you actually have to maybe be comfortable with the fact that might happen.
I've had people that have asked to rent that I sometimes haven't even met because I haven't even offered them to come in because I kind of get... You get a vibe from people. Yeah. You know when you get a vibe from people. And I don't have the most insane followers, but I do have a busy salon with clients. Yeah. And I've had people message me going, I would like to rent, but I don't have any clients, so I'd really need the help. Now, I have helped all the girls at some point, and I love doing it. But I do think sometimes when someone comes with 0 clients, it's so different.
Yeah.
Like all the girls that I have come with some sort of clientele. But when it's 0, I think some people can really get into your salon, want you to build them up and do it for them. Because I do a lot for the girls. Like you said, like I do a lot for the girls. But it's because we've built that relationship and they have the clients and it's natural.
Yeah.
Everything I do is never forced. But when you get someone that's like, wanting that from the start, it's a bit like I have my own clients as well, like I still work, like I still train. Do I have that to put into someone that's got nothing?
So someone needs to come in with something.
Yeah,
because I feel like it's just a little bit of a head start.
Yeah. When you've got someone that comes in with completely nothing, that's fine and I'm all willing for help, but they have to also understand how hard it will be.
Yeah.
And some people don't. Like some people expect to come into a busy salon and automatically get clients. It doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. And I always say you have to put in to get out. So it means like I said, when I did the face paint and I did it for 6 months for free, that might mean that you have to come and rent a day and do a whole day of clients for free to be in the salon for people to see you there. Because again, if people see you in there working, oh, what does she do? Oh, she does this. Oh, have you got a leaflet?
Yeah, it's all connections. It's how you grow.
But some people don't understand that. Some people don't understand that you have to come in, work for nothing, pretty much, or even spend money on renting for the day. Mm-hmm. And you might not get a lot out of it, but you might get content and you might get people see you in the salon. So that is getting something out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When they are self-employed, how do you handle if a client has a complaint? Are you the one who handles it, or is it because they rent the space, their clients are their clients, you don't have...
Again, people might disagree with me, but I'll take it on and I will work with the person. Okay, so complaints can be scary. And like I said to you earlier, some of the girls are young and they might be inexperienced in things, whereas like I've had job experience in customer service and things like that. I've been shouted at and I think, oh, you don't even know me, it's fine. But some people don't have that experience in them. So like if they get complained, they're like...
crushed.
Yeah. So I will help always, like always. There is a certain point sometimes, and this is why I'm so like, where like I say Macy, like I made sure that she's okay at doing lashes. Mm-hmm. Like there's always room for improvement for everyone, but she had the fundamentals of no stickies, the timing, the styling.
The quality of work was good.
Yeah, there was the foundation was there, and then she's grown from that. It's, if she gets a complaint, I'm confident in her work and I'm like, okay, what was it that you didn't like? Or, you know, like, what was the problem? Mm-hmm. And I will always say to Macy, like, it's growth. You will always get people. I get it. Everyone, like, we all get it sometimes. It is growth. And you can't grow without having complaints, I don't think.
I think, how do you know if you don't know? So I think having a complaint, I always say this, flip it on its head. It's only going to make you better. And if that one person's telling you that they've got retention issues, you could have 5 clients who are not telling you because they're too scared to say something. Be thankful that one person, because You might maybe need to change.
I would rather someone tell me and moan.
Yeah.
And then not tell me. And I'll even say, like, you know, maybe just offer a free infill.
Yeah.
Because again, in business, sometimes you have to do things that might cost you, but it won't cost you in the longevity of that client then. If you do an infill for free because there has been an issue, she will come back. If you say, no, must be something you've done. Listen, when I get a text to say something, the first thing I do is, when can you come in?
Fix it, solve it. I always say,
because also over pictures, how do you know what it is? No. Someone could say, I've lost loads of lashes. To them, it could be loads. To us, it could be an actual shed of like 6 lashes over a few days. But they could be like, oh my God, I've got lashes on my pillow. Do you know what I mean?
You've got to educate them, solve the issue, and make sure that they still end up happy.
Yeah.
Because I feel like I actually had it once where I had a client who, she messaged me the day after, something happened, a few lashes fell out of one eye, and I was like, okay, it could have been there's a barrier. Educate, can you come in? She came in at like 8:30 in the morning or 8 a.m, fixed them. She then stayed, and then I did her wedding lashes.
Yeah.
It was a complaint. My heart sank, and I was like,
But also, you went out your way at 8:30 in the morning to fit her in.
Yep, and she stayed.
I'm a believer in that as well.
She came to be the client.
Yeah, I'm a firm believer in get them back in straight away. Don't try and leave it too long. But like, there's times where my average day is 9 till 9 and I'm fully booked a lot of the time. I don't have breaks. I don't leave a lunch break. I don't do anything like that. If I have to come in then at 8 o'clock, I will come in because, again, customer service wise, you need to make sure that they are okay. She might never come back because, again, she might have been like put off, but I fixed them and I know deep down then I'm like, I've done what I should have done. Yeah. Even if she doesn't come back, I know I've done what I should have done. Does that make sense?
I can't believe you work without a break. I misses our lunch break.
Do you know what?
Sit with my tea.
I feel like sometimes like you get 10 minutes. Like say if I've saved 2 hours for a full set and it doesn't take me 2 hours, it takes me 1 hour and 45. Oh, there's my 15-minute break.
Oh God.
This is going to be very controversial, I feel like, because
I need my break.
Yeah.
Because otherwise I can't.
But you know what? I also feel like if I have an hour break, I could have gone home an hour earlier then.
It's just a different way how people work.
Yeah,
no, it's so true. What makes a good boss? So if someone is thinking, right, I'm going to open this salon, I'm going to have these staff, what makes a good boss? What qualities do you think you need to be able to deliver that role?
I don't consider myself a boss. But like, I think maybe that is why it also works. I don't feel like... It sounds weird, but I don't feel like I'm any different from any of the girls that work in the salon.
So maybe being a best boss is being part of the team.
Yeah. Like, I generally don't see me as any different. Like, the only difference is I maybe have like a few more years experience than them. Does that make sense? Like, I've been doing it longer. That's the only difference I would see. And I feel like if you go about life thinking that you're above people, or maybe you're better than them because of experience or because you own the salon, that's where you fail.
Yeah.
That's where you fail. I think if you just feel like you're part of the team, like I will do stupidness with the team. I've never been like, oh no, I can't do that and be seen on social media. Like if you look at my page, like I'm main character. Like, if me and Macy are in this zone of doing TikToks, like I sometimes, and sorry to her clients, but like I sometimes, like the clients will get involved and I'll sit on top of them, and they're not even my clients. I've never done the lashes. I will sit on top of you for the funny, like I feel like that is our atmosphere. And it's really weird. Like one of the clients that Macy has always said, oh, I'd love to work here. What can I do? You just have fun all the time. And I'm like, oh, you can learn lashes if you want and come and work. But like, she always goes, I just love to work here. And I feel like I love that. Like even people that aren't in the industry can see that like, it's a nice place. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I do think the key is just
to be a part of the team.
Yeah.
Get involved.
Yeah.
Be humble. Don't be above your station. I completely agree. It goes such a long way because nothing's worse when your staff are basically slagging you off behind your back.
I hope they don't. I hope they don't. No, I do feel like when you are just part of the team and you don't feel like you are above them, it helps massively. I would hate for someone to come in and be like, oh, I'm going to do this because I'm going to take a break here, or I'm going to not do that. This is another thing that I firmly believe in. If I wouldn't do that client myself, I would never tell the other girls to book them in.
Yeah.
And again, I think that's another reason why they don't mind being there. If I get that, because we all have them with clients, where we get that, oh, I probably won't book her in with me. It's a bit... Because you just get them vibes sometimes.
Yeah.
And not all clients are for you, like I'm not all for all clients. If I wouldn't book them in for me, I would never put that on the girls.
No.
And I feel like some people would. Oh, I'm not going to do them. I'll give them to her. I feel like I've been told that people do that. I would never.
Yeah.
I'd hate myself. Because if that was a really horrible client, I'd sit thinking, oh, why did I do that?
They're having the worst experience in there, yeah.
Yeah. And again, ultimately, you're going to make them unhappy because they're going to think, oh, you give me all the rubbish clients. Why are you doing that?
Yeah.
Yeah? Is another thing,
sense.
I think.
No, definitely. What's a hard lesson you've learned as a salon owner that now feels like a non-negotiable in how you run your business?
I would say from the start of anything, being transparent. I did have one person that has worked in the salon, and personal side of things, she didn't work in the salon anymore. We were friends before, and because we were friends, I think there were no kind of like lines and boundaries.
Yeah.
And I think that is a hard lesson because it did mess me up quite a bit.
Because she was your friend before she was
Yeah, I think so much happened. And I am a kind of person that, like, I know someone's done something to me, but I don't want to hear your lies, so I don't address it. Just go. Which is quite cutthroat. I lost a friend over it, but I just don't want to talk to you about it because you're just going to lie. And I just don't have the energy for it. But with her, like, there was no kind of like, I literally booked all her clients. She'd come in fully booked days and I would do everything. And all she had to do was turn up and work. All she had to do was turn up and work. And it bit me on the bum, basically. So I would say you just have to have that from the start, like with all the other girls. They all had a room rental agreement. They all had a key holder agreement. I expect this from you and you can expect this in return. And do you know what? If I'm not doing what you think I should do, pull me up.
Yeah.
You don't think I'm sharing your content. You don't think I'm putting you out there enough. Pull me
honest,
up.
Yeah.
Listen, half the girls ignore me on the group chat because they probably think, oh, not her again. But like at the end of every week, I always say to people, anyone got any content they want me to like put up? Anyone want to do any collabs on Instagram this week? Anyone got any free slots they want me to advertise this week? I will go through with them. And if they don't reply, I never even take it to heart. People have lives. They might not have anything they want to send me. It's fine. But I think I learned very quickly that with friends, you shouldn't cross the line of having no rules there.
Yeah, because you think they're your friend, that it'd be fine, but actually it's never really always that way, is it?
Yeah.
So has there ever been a moment, I know you've been doing it for 2 years, like the salon, has there been a moment where you have had the thought of, I might close this one day, or have you just been loving?
Not yet. Not yet. But again, like I said, you take everything as it comes. Okay, like there is tough times, but I always think tough times don't last, but the tough people do. Yeah, like they do. And there are times where it's so demanding with 8 of us working there, and I advertise all the girls, but I don't hold all of their diaries. So sometimes I can't book people in. So if you message me for a certain thing, I can't book you in because I then have to go to this person. So sometimes it's easier for me to go, oh, please message this person, like she'll be able to book you in. And some people don't like that. And I'm like, sorry, but I don't hold a diary. And there is times where the messages, the social media, you know how social media gets, you get so inundated sometimes and burnt out from social media, genuinely. And I struggle with social media. Like everyone always says, you never see that from your page, but honestly, it's my worst thing. It's something, because I'm older and I've not been brought up in this world of social media. Like we were talking earlier about their days and the lives, and we love to watch them, but I've not been brought up in that era. I really struggle with social media, what to post, and I overthink everything. And it's hard when you have other people relying on your Instagram page. There's so much pressure. And I think sometimes when you have the girls in the salon plus the clients, sometimes you look at your phone and you're like, oh, there's a lot. And they might think they're the only person that messaged you, but I might have 30 other messages that I then have to go through. And it's a lot. That's why I would say it's really hard and really tough.
Yeah.
Because I am just one person. I don't pay anyone to do my social media. I don't pay anyone to answer messages. God, I couldn't think of anything worse than my mind would be like, have they done it right? Have they replied to that person in time? Do you know what I mean? Like, I'd be like, have they done it in, like, you know, have they booked them in properly? Have they gone through, like, and again, I think when you first get a message from a client, that's your first point of contact. If it wasn't me doing that and asking them about potentially what lashes they want, or what style they want, or, you know, what treatments they want, if you're just a generic person that doesn't understand our industry, I think that's like the worst thing, in my opinion. Because your first point of contact is a message, not when they first come through your salon door.
It's true. You never know, though. The more you grow into it, the more I feel like you might delegate little jobs. Because sometimes when you do it, a lot of it yourself, it can be tired. And it's knowing when to say, okay, you might go on your opinions can change months, years. You can always change your mind, but you never know. You might come across, like, you might meet someone or have someone in the salon who's really good at it, who knows your stuff. You just never know.
Yeah, you do never know, but
for right now, you like it.
Yeah, I like it how it is, like, in-house. Like, like I say, you get to speak to that person first of all. You're not a generic, oh, hi, what would you like?
Yeah,
I'll book you in.
I think you need the connection. Because weirdly, I was only speaking about yesterday. I find that if I'm talking to someone through message, at first, if it's it sounds like the person, and then the second message after they reply, it isn't the person, and I'm almost like, okay, you've lost me because my connection's just dwindled away. I probably won't reply. Yeah. Because it's either AI or it's someone,
a social media manager or an account manager or something. Yeah.
Called me the wrong name, or you've spoke about something really random that was nothing what I spoke about. So do you know what I mean? It's a bit like you've now lost me. So I do think that connection is massively important. Yeah. But no, you're absolutely smashing it with the salon and stuff.
Thanks, girl. Thanks, girl.
What is your goals for 2026?
Me personally, my training. I love doing clients, but I love training, and that, like I said, that was the whole reason I opened the salon, to have a space for training. So for me, it's just more training. I would love to get to a position, because I'm nearly 40 in a few years.
She doesn't look it, does she?
I would love to be in a position that, look, it takes a toll on our back. Like I said to you, I do like 12-hour days, loads of clients a day. Yes, controversial, but I do. But I would love to get to the point where I can just do my regulars and then train. That is my goal, to be able to do my girls that I do all the time and just train. That is not even just 26, that is like the goal going forward. And then obviously have the other girls, like, you know, in the salon doing the lashes, doing massages, doing nails, that's the goal.
And to be honest, seeing from your socials, you're busy, your training's busy.
Yeah.
It's growing and growing and growing every time I see it.
Yeah.
So I always think, because you have the goal and you are driven, you're determined, and like you said, failure's not an option. You'll be like, by next year.
Sound like a loony.
No, I love it. But don't you think all business owners have that? We need not Delulu, but you have to have that belief in yourself, for one, and know that you can do it.
Yeah.
That's why
I actually feel like you do have to be a little Delulu, not gonna lie.
We are pretty weird.
I do. Do you know what? I always say, like, we are just a bit crazy. Not every successful person, but like mostly really successful people are just crazy.
Yeah, because you're going to do it. Somehow you're going to put yourself out there and do it. And for other people, that's actually scary. Yeah. That they wouldn't do it. So, yeah, absolutely amazing. Would you ever like to expand? Would you like to ever have a second salon?
Of course, I feel like everyone wants to grow Yeah. If it was right, yes. But I feel like it's so weird, because before I got this salon, I looked at some premises, and the salon I have is literally next door to where I used to work, rented in the other salon. And it was weird that became available, And I was like, oh, I'm just going to go for that. So I feel like it was just right.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? Like, so if I got so busy and there was a demand maybe in like a little bit of a further away area, like in Oxfordshire, maybe.
Yeah.
Never say never, but at the moment it's okay.
And you're happy where you are.
Yeah.
And also having such a lovely group around you, staff, the salon, how it is now. Sometimes if you get even bigger, more stresses, a lot more going on. You can't be in two places at once.
This is why I'm quite picky with people that rent there, because like we've got such a good salons can be bitchy. You've been there. Like it can be really cutthroat sometimes, especially with a lot of girls in there.
Yeah, yeah.
And I don't feel like we have any of that. And I'm so lucky that we don't.
Yeah.
So lucky. But again, this is why you have to also be careful of when you're renting a space to someone. I'm very picky now because I have so many girls in there now that it works. I would probably say I'm more pickier now than like before, because I don't want someone to come in and ruin the vibe.
Yeah.
And then it just makes other people feel like they don't want to be there, because that can also happen. Like if you have someone that works, say, on the lash bed next to you and you think, oh, I don't like them, they're really horrible, they're a bit at me. That person then might be like, I don't want to work here anymore. And then how do you handle that?
It's like a domino effect. It affects absolutely everyone.
Yeah. So I'm even more picky now because we've got it so good.
It's amazing. You have got it so good. I see from you out.
But it's scary because I do sit there sometimes thinking, how have I got it so good? It's like, and it's weird because I never used to believe in like, sometimes how like people say when you know, and I always think, oh, do you? But I feel like it is true, because when you know that you've got that good group of girls and you have a salon that's just good, you do know.
But I also think you don't give yourself that much credit in it, because how you are around the girls, what you've built, the environment, how everyone is treated as an equal. So many salons, that's where it goes wrong, because they almost are above everyone. They're not helping, they're not doing anything.
I don't feel like I do anything that someone shouldn't do.
That's what I mean, though.
Like, I don't feel like I do anything that's like, whoa, you do that for them. Like, why not?
Yeah.
Like, it just blows my mind that people won't do things for people. But then again, I think it's like an element of, I wouldn't say like jealousy, but like I said, I will book clients for the other girls that like might message me saying, can I book in with Emma for lashes? No, I'm fully booked, but Macy has space, Sophie has space. Like, why would I not do that?
Yeah.
If I'm fully booked, why don't I do that? Even if they wanted a certain date and time and maybe I could do a different day and time, and I've offered them like, oh, Emma can't do this, but she can do that. Yeah. And they say, oh no, I really want that time. But like, okay, well, Macy can or Sophie can. Why would I not do that? No, I just find it bizarre that people are like that.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. I just think I think because you don't realise, like from like the outsider looking in, you don't realise the qualities that you bring, and that's like you're so humble about that, because you literally, your mind would be like, why would no one else do that? But not a lot of people do, and I think that's what makes you very special. That's why your business runs well. That's why the girls are happy. That's why the atmosphere is happy. Like the clients are like, bloody hell, I want to work here. Do you know what I mean? And that's amazing.
Most of the girls also work from home, and I feel very blessed that they choose to take days out of their home salon to come into me and work in the salon. Like, I find that bizarre. I'm like, what? Why would you do that?
Yeah, but the energy you give off in there, and clearly the environment, they want to be a part of what you're doing. And
some of the girls say it's like the day of the week they look forward to, and I'm like, thanks girl. Yeah, literally, like, I love coming here. It's the day of the week I look forward to, and I'm like, oh, that's so cute.
Oh, I love that. Your girls sound lovely.
They are
really lovely. Okay, so we are coming towards the end. So I have a round called Beyond 5. So it's a quick fire round.
Okay.
Sometimes they're quick, sometimes they're not so quick. Okay. So the first question is, what's your go-to comfort food after a long day of clients and work?
I don't even know. Chicken nuggets. I'm like, girl dinner. Chicken nuggets. That sounds really bad, doesn't it?
No, Carolina's.
I'm definitely girl dinner.
Carolina's episode, she was chicken nuggets too.
Yeah. I feel like this is so quick and easy and tasty.
And delicious.
A little dip with them, you know.
One word your friends would use to describe you.
Really like very out there. That's not one word, but like, how do you like?
Outgoing?
Loud and outgoing. Yeah.
Sociable.
Yeah.
What tool or product could you never live without? So this could be absolutely anything.
Probably super bonder. Sounds mad. Super bonder. Just couldn't do without that.
That's one of my favourites. Yeah. What's the biggest lesson you've learned so far?
The boundaries thing with a friend. That's the biggest lesson I think I've learned since having the salon, and in general, to be honest with you, actually, because I feel like I never crossed anything else because I was always on my own.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I feel like it's just smooth running, and then
With that friend, are you no longer friends? No, it really ruined the whole relationship. It's a tough lesson.
And she genuinely was like one of my best friends. But, yeah.
Aww. You almost mourn the loss of the relationship, don't you? It's a tough one, but like you said, everything is either
everything happens for a reason.
Yeah. If you give one piece of advice to your younger self, what would that be?
Do you know what? Nothing in life goes how you want. So if you feel like you're on this path of, I'm just in this job and it's all right, or I'm going to go to uni and do business, or I feel like it can take a turn at any point. So just always have that confidence of whatever you're going to do, it will work out.
Yeah.
You never know what's going to happen.
No. You never know what's around the corner. And I feel like everyone's trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
And no one has it.
And I also feel like you're never too old to do something else.
I love that one. That is so true.
When I first took my first course, was it 2017? So what's that, 9 years ago? Is it 9 years ago?
I don't know.
Oh, gosh.
I'm not good at math.
Yeah, 9 years ago. How old was I 9 years ago? 29. At 29, how did I know I was going to do this? How did I know I was going to own a salon in my 30s? I feel like sometimes in our industry, people do it from so young.
Yeah.
And I've come in like late 20s and changed my life from being that person that goes to their 9 to 5, never appreciated.
It's true.
To having a salon. So I feel like you're like, just trust your journey. Trust your journey.
There is a wild card question, but before we just do this, there's actually just one question in my mind that I actually really wanted to ask you. People often go into a salon because of the money. Is running a salon, is it better money? Or do you think that's something that people mistakenly think and then they go in there and then it's not actually what they crack out to be, you know?
I think in general, people think being self-employed is all about the money. And I think I would class it as freedom, not money. You have the freedom to pick your hours. You have the freedom to work this day or not this day. And I think that is a mistake, that people think it's always about money, and it's not.
Yeah.
I think you have to weigh up things. Like, I have my own space where I can do things my way. And obviously it's better money than a 9 to 5.
Yeah.
But you're not instantly rich and like, yeah, like I've got loads of money now. Obviously you can be.
Yeah.
But I think that is a mistake, that people think it's automatically, no, you're going to have loads more money. It's not. It's about the freedom. It's about choosing who you work with, and what you do. And
having a salon is also a big responsibility.
Yeah.
So it's either...
Listen, either you work for someone else
and
get told what to do and feel underappreciated constantly, or you take the jump and do everything for you. And feel appreciated by yourself and your clients. Do you know what I mean?
No, yeah. I completely agree.
I think that is what it is.
Yeah. Good answer. So, out of 1 to 30, pick a number.
13.
What's the most embarrassing moment you've had at work?
This was actually in a job that I worked in an office. I went to work in odd shoes. So I had, like, you remember where everyone used to wear like ballet pumps?
Yeah.
I had them all by my front door, and it must have been dark. I had one shoe that was like round toe with a bow.
Oh no.
And the other shoe was like pointy with studs on. And I went to work. And I was there, and I looked down at one point and was like,
oh my God.
I was mortified. That's really like the most embarrassing thing. Because I had to sit there all day with like odd shoes on, and I had to go out at lunch, and I had to do some errands, and I was like, I literally look like a crazy woman because I've got odd shoes on.
I love that. That's a great one. Well, I just wanted to say thank you so much for coming on
Thank you
Beyond
for
the Tweezers.
having me.
I've loved it, and I feel like anyone who is thinking of a salon, running a salon, they're going to take so much from this conversation, because
I hope so.
you have so many amazing qualities and ways of how you run a business, and you have proof of it. Like, you're smashing it, the staff are happy, you're happy. I just think they're going to get so much from it. So thank you.
Thanks, girl, for having me.
Loved it.